The movie begins with former CIA agent Snow being interrogated in a Washington, D.C. prison by Secret Service Director Scott Langrel. Langrel demands to know what happened in a room in New York with a colonel, but Snow deflects with jokes, earning him several punches from an officer in frustration. A flashback reveals Snow in a gritty motel room, engaged in a fierce struggle with a mysterious attacker. As they grapple, Snow's phone rings with a call from his friend Mace. During a brief moment of respite, Snow answers the call, and Mace urgently warns him that he's been double-crossed and needs to escape immediately. The fight resumes, but Snow gains the upper hand and eventually shoots the attacker. He then approaches the dying colonel, who hands him a lighter, imploring him not to let them take it. Snow glances at a briefcase on the floor, assures the colonel he will protect it, and prepares to leave as police sirens blare outside. Snow acts quickly, using a mattress to trick the approaching police officers, knocking them out and making his escape to the roof. He jumps from the roof to the ground below, where he retrieves the briefcase and spots a nearby bike. Without hesitation, he steals the bike, initiating a high-speed chase with the police down the highway. Mace calls again, instructing Snow to meet him at the subway and to discard his phone, which is being tracked. Snow complies, ditching the phone just as a pursuing helicopter explodes spectacularly overhead. Arriving at the subway station, Snow rides the bike inside, jumping off just before it crashes onto the rails. He throws the briefcase through the closing train doors to Mace, who catches it as the police close in. Despite his efforts, Snow is captured by the authorities, bringing us back to the present interrogation scene. Back in the present, Snow finishes his story. Langrel mentions that the colonel was suspected of selling secrets about space programs, but Snow insists that the colonel was actually protecting those secrets. Langrel then accuses Snow of killing the colonel. Snow denies it, but Langrel shows a brief clip of Snow shooting, with the colonel falling to the ground. Snow insists that's not what happened, but Langrel claims to have seen it himself. Despite being pressed with more questions, Snow refuses to answer. At this point, a new officer, Harry Shaw, enters the room and replaces Langrel, offering to help Snow. Shaw's demeanor is more relaxed, and he seems to want to get to the bottom of things. Snow asks Shaw to retrieve something he left on the train, hinting that it might be crucial to his story. In a flashback, we see Mace getting off the train and hiding the briefcase in a station locker. In his haste, he forgets the keycard in the lock. A cop finds the keycard, and as Mace walks away anxiously, he bumps into someone, causing him to drop his gun. The gun discharges, injuring a cop. Another officer reacts quickly, shooting and capturing Mace. Back in the interrogation room, Shaw asks Snow about his backup. Snow loudly refuses to reveal anyone's identity, but subtly writes Mace in cigarette ash on the table. Shaw discreetly acknowledges the message, wipes away the ash, and ends the conversation. The scene then shifts to first daughter Emily Warnock aboard a spaceship, accompanied by her bodyguard Hawk and aide Catherine. They are traveling with police officers, including prison warden Barnes, to visit MS-1, a maximum security space penitentiary. Barnes explains that the prison keeps its inmates in stasis, which has prevented any incidents. Emily expresses concern about the reported mental effects of stasis, but Barnes dismisses these reports as media fabrications. He reassures them of the prison's robust automated defense system. Upon arrival, the visitors undergo standard security procedures and take an elevator to the 3rd floor. Emily questions Barnes about the true purpose of the prison testing the effects of deep space exploration on humans, but Barnes feigns ignorance. They are shown the stasis capsules and are informed of a prepared interview room where weapons are prohibited. Despite this, Hawk secretly keeps a weapon hidden on him. Back on Earth, Snow is held at a detention center. Langrel visits to inform him that he's been sentenced to MS-1. Snow is then dragged to a procedure room where he is said to be injected with a drug, setting the stage for his transfer to the space prison. Meanwhile, on the MS-1, Emily is introduced to a prisoner named Heidel. As she attempts to question him, he mocks her relentlessly, causing Hawk to forcefully push his head onto the table. Seizing the opportunity, Heidel snatches Hawk's hidden gun. With a sudden move, he shoots a part of the wall, causing a massive explosion that renders everyone in the room unconscious. Freed from his restraints, Heidel pursues Emily, who manages to escape after being shot in the leg by closing a set of doors behind her. The scene briefly shifts to a low-orbit police department, LOPD, ship, which detects the fire on the MS-1 and alerts the authorities. Emily reaches the control room and warns a scientist to hide before doing so herself. Heidel bursts into the control room, threatening the scientist to reveal Emily's location. When the scientist fails to respond, Heidel angrily throws him against some controls, unintentionally activating the room and freeing all the prisoners from their stasis. Heidel then kills the scientist and discovers Emily hiding nearby. The newly freed prisoners begin rioting. Among them is Alex, Heidel's brother, who pretends to be unconscious to ambush the guards and steal their weapons. Hawk, regaining consciousness, sends a distress message to Langrel. In the control room, Heidel prepares to assault Emily, but Alex intervenes, recognizing the strategic value of keeping hostages. Just then, they receive a communication from the LOPD, alerting them to incoming police spaceships. Heidel forces another scientist to activate the prison's defense system, which fires upon the approaching police ships. Langrel and Shaw inform President Jeff Warnock at the White House about the escalating situation. Concerned for his daughter's safety, the president is reassured by the telemetry device that indicates Emily is still alive. Langrel proposes sending special forces, but Shaw suggests a more discreet approach, deploying a single operative. Snow, initially reluctant to participate in the rescue mission, agrees after Shaw reveals that Mace is in the prison. Shaw hands Snow the Colonel's lighter as a token of thanks. On the MS-1, the prisoners gather the hostages and confiscate their IDs. Noticing Emily's discomfort from her leg wound, Catherine offers her a lab coat to wear. Meanwhile, Snow, Langrel, and Shaw prepare for the mission, briefing Snow on the telemetry device and an escape pod on level 5. Snow is equipped with a map and explosives to aid in the operation. On the MS-1 prison ship, Alex gets injured in a fight and demands a doctor. A guard mistakenly thinks Emily is a doctor due to her lab coat and escorts her to Alex. Emily, thinking quickly, pretends to be a doctor and begins treating his injury. Meanwhile, Snow, Langrel, and Shaw arrive at the LOPD spaceship, ready to take action. Langrel attempts to negotiate with Alex, but Alex abruptly ends the call. They observe Emily with Alex and realize that the prisoners do not know she is the president's daughter. Suddenly, Alex appears on the screen, showcasing his powers by releasing a hostage, Barnes, into space, who then suffocates and dies. He warns that there will be more executions unless his demands are met. Langrel plans to continue negotiations, but Shaw insists that Snow proceed with the rescue mission. Snow finds a way onto the ship while a cop negotiates with Alex, suggesting the release of a wounded woman. Alex agrees, but instead of releasing Emily, Heidel shoots Catherine, killing her. Snow sneaks aboard, but prisoner spots him and alerts Alex. In response, Alex kills the negotiator and orders his men to hunt down Snow. Guided by Shaw, Snow carefully enters the ship. Meanwhile, Alex realizes Emily's true identity from a digital newspaper. Emily and Hawk, escorted by a prisoner, manage to subdue their captor using a fire extinguisher. Snow arrives just in time, engages in a fight with the prisoner, and uses explosives to neutralize him. Emily and Hawk take refuge in a secure room, triggering a nitrogen alert. Snow informs Langrel and Shaw about the situation, but must hide as Alex and his men approach. Alex shoots an engineer to coerce another into opening the secure room. Snow, navigating through the ship's shafts, remains unaware that a prisoner is following him. They engage in a fight within a gravity shaft until Shaw's men reactivate the system, allowing Snow to escape. With oxygen running out in the secure room, Hawk sacrifices himself by giving Emily his oxygen supply. Snow finds Emily unconscious, but revives her with a medical kit. Despite her initial shock, Emily follows Snow through the shafts, leaving a bomb for Alex and his men to find later. As they progress, Shaw's guidance is cut off by Alex's men, causing Snow Snow and Emily to take a wrong turn and fall into a random room. They eventually find their way to an infirmary where Snow treats Emily's leg wound. Snow reveals that he was sent by the president to rescue her. When Emily insists on saving the other hostages, Snow reluctantly provides her with a map and a gun. Emily struggles with the directions until Alex broadcasts her identity to everyone on the ship, prompting Snow to take her along for her safety. In a supplies room, Snow disguises Emily by cutting and dyeing her hair, giving her a prisoner uniform, and creating a fake scar on her face. This disguise is meant to help her in the LOPD ship. Langrel speaks to Alex, who reveals he knows Emily's identity and threatens to harm her unless his demands are met. The president arrives a few hours later. Snow, now in a prisoner uniform, takes Emily to the main containment area. They initially blend in, but are stopped at a checkpoint, requiring a password. Snow overcomes this by attacking a prisoner, prompting a chase. Emily gets stuck at a jammed door, and Snow instructs her to shoot while he forces the door open, finding Mace on the other side. They lock themselves in a room, but Mace, suffering from dementia, speaks nonsense. Alex's men begin breaking in, and the group runs, but Mace is separated and dies in a hull breach caused by the ship colliding with the International Space Station. Langrel learns that MS-1 will collide with Earth in 6 hours and contacts the Department of Justice. Snow and Emily finally reach the pod room, discovering a single-seat escape pod. Snow lies, telling Emily that he'll use another pod and instructing her to escape. However, Emily reappears moments later, knowing that her father won't authorize an attack on the ship if she is still on board. She tricks Snow into believing that Mace told her the location of the briefcase. Suddenly, Heidel appears on the ship's screens, threatening to kill hostages unless Emily reveals her location. Under immense pressure, Emily complies and gives away her position, hoping to save the hostages. Despite this, Heidel kills them anyway, demonstrating his cruelty and disregard for negotiations. Realizing the severity of their situation, Snow drags Emily away, find another escape route. As they move through the ship, Emily confesses to Snow that she lied about knowing the briefcase's location. Snow, although frustrated, understands that they must now rely on each other more than ever to survive and escape the chaos that Heidel and his men have unleashed. The elevator they use gets stuck, and they find a room where prisoners are experimented on. Alex captures Emily, and Snow wakes up in a shaft, guided by Shaw. Alex demands Emily ask her father to cancel the attack, but she suggests blowing up the prison instead. Langrel takes over from the president and authorizes the attack. Heidel stabs Alex during an argument and goes after Emily, but Snow saves her. As MS-1 comes under fire, Snow and Emily put on spacesuits and jump off the ship just before it explodes. They land on Earth, where Emily is rescued and Snow is arrested. Days later, Emily deciphers Mace's message and retrieves the briefcase from a locker. She visits the motel room, revealing that Snow was framed. At the detention center, Shaw visits Snow. A cop brings the briefcase, revealing the colonel was returning secrets. Shaw, a traitor, is arrested by Langrel. Snow uses the colonel's lighter to mark Shaw as a rat before he's taken away. Proven innocent, Snow leaves the precinct and tries to light a cigarette. He discovers a hidden SD card in the lighter, revealing it was the true item the colonel wanted him to protect. Just then, Emily approaches, revealing she knows his real name is Marion. After playfully punching him as payback, they leave together, joking and mocking each other, hinting at a new beginning. And with that, the movie ends. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.